Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing great amidst these tough times. Welcome back to my channel. And I'm going live over here as promised to you. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you about 5 mistakes that you're probably making that are killing your jade plants. So we'll come to it in a while now. But if you're joining me in here for the first time, hello. I'm Sanghita. I'm a teacher by profession from Kolkata, India. And in this channel, Whimsy Crafter, I influence and I inspire people to indulge in their hobbies so that they can chalk out some me time amidst their busy schedules. So please consider subscribing by hitting the red button right below the screen, and don't forget to hit the bell icon right beside it so that you get notified about latest videos on my channel whenever I post a new video. Okay, and apart from that, you can actually check out the dedicated Jade playlist that I have on my channel. Now you might be wondering, why should you listen to me? I'm not any kind of authority who talks about Jade. Yeah, that's true, but one thing that I can assure you about is the fact that I have actually made all the 5 mistakes that I am going to talk about in this particular video. Okay, and through this video, I'm going to cover all the 5 mistakes that we usually as gardening enthusiasts make, which actually kill our jade plants. And owing to the mistakes that I'll be talking about in this video, I have actually managed to kill around, say, 2 jade plants, and it is only after the trial and error methods that I have been able to sustain jade plants, and that is why I'm here today to talk to you about the same. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. And while I am on with the video, please drop a comment below to tell me where you're watching this video from. Okay, so let's begin. All right, the first point which I need to talk about when I talk about the 5 mistakes that you are doing which are killing your jade plants is that you are fidgeting with the plant a lot. Okay, so obviously, we as gardeners have that tendency to fidget with our plants as soon as we get a new plant. But that is exactly what you should, stop yourself from doing right after you get a jade plant, be it from an online vendor or from a local nursery. So the first problem is actually in our usual habit. We need to hold back this habit, okay? Let your plant be. Just like when you go to a new place and you need some time to adjust, a plant, which is also, you must be knowing, a living entity, also requires some time to adjust to the new setting. If at that point of time you poke the plant too much and you try to take extra care, trying to make the plant extra comfortable, you might end up spelling disaster. So please keep in mind that you do not fidget with the plant a lot. Rather, when the new plant comes to you, please wait for some time and observe the plant, okay? And don't fret if you order a jade plant online and you open the box only to find all the leaves fallen all around the pot and you think that the plant is dead. No, it is not so. Succulent plants hold moisture in them for a long period of time and they can sustain quite a few days without being watered, okay? And usually when plants are being transported, they are in transit, they often suffer shock, isn't it? So it is their defense mechanism to survive. So don't fret, don't panic when you open the packet and you see all the leaves drop and you start watering them thinking that they will revive. No, give them some time. Place them at a particular place where you intend to place them and observe the plant for a day or 2. Do not water them, do not feed them, and just wait, okay? So that is the first point that I would like to mention that you are probably doing that is killing your jade plants, okay? And thank you, Samadrita. I just read your comment, but I was in the middle of the explanation, so I could not respond. And Hitesh Shah, hello. Thank you for joining me in on this live stream. If you are enjoying this live stream, please hit that like button and please comment below if you are enjoying it. And don't forget to tell me where you are joining me in from which part of the world or from which part of India. I really like to know and feel encouraged when I see viewers from different parts of the world. All right? No matter, even if you are watching this video after it has streamed, please comment below and tell me where you're watching this from. It makes me feel special, it makes me feel encouraged. Okay, let's move on to the next point. So the next point, and this is a very vital and crucial point in sustaining your jade plants, and this mistake probably is leading you to kill your jade plants. That is sunlight. Yes, try recalling your elementary biology. Try recalling the process of photosynthesis. What was the definition like? Obviously, I too don't remember it, but obviously it dealt with the process using which plants make food with the help of sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water. And the finished product that they give out is fresh oxygen, isn't it? So sunlight over here is a very key component, and if you miss out on the sunlight, you are actually depriving the plant of food. It requires sunlight to cook, all right, just like we add spices and oil and other stuff to make our food tasty. Consider it this way: sunlight is very crucial for plants to perform photosynthesis. Not only sunlight, you must be aware that there are multiple such people all around the globe who do not have access to sunlight. Maybe their property is placed in such a way that sunlight does not, sunlight is not accessible to their place. So they use grow lights, okay? So some form of intense light that mimics the sunlight, or in general sunlight, is crucial for plants to thrive. If you do not provide proper sunlight to the plants, then as a result what will happen is that the plants will be deprived of the main component of making their food, and as a result they will not get the proper nutrition and they will perish, they will die. I get numerous comments on the existing jade videos that I have on my channel, where people tell me that I have kept my jade plant indoors. Then people message me on my Instagram handle, on my Facebook handle, telling me that I have kept my jade plant indoors and it was fine, but now it is turning limp. Think why it is doing so. That is why observing a plant after you get it is important. You have to see what kind of setting the plant is liking, and sunlight is a very important factor as far as the jade plant is concerned, because like I told you in the beginning of this video, a jade plant is a succulent. Succulents, like few plants that you see behind me, like this particular plant over here, then there are other succulents as well over here, right over here. These are all succulents. Succulents are plants which have evolved in a way that they can store water in their bodies, because they are found in such areas where water is not really available in abundance, and every plant needs water to thrive. So in order to use and conserve water so that they don't run out of water later, their bodies have evolved to store water in their bodies, all right? And as a result, succulents can thrive in low watered conditions. But these succulents also thrive in areas of extreme and intense heat, okay? And as a result, what happens is that because of extreme heat, the succulents are able to thrive better. And when we do not provide those conditions, we should not really expect that our plants will thrive well. So summing it up, I'm getting such lovely comments that I'm really getting a bit distracted. Thank you so much. I'm reading your comments. I'm not replying to you individually, but I'm reading all of them. Thank you so much for joining me in here. Like I was saying, the second most important reason why you might be killing your succulents, is especially jade plant, is probably because you're not providing them enough sunlight. So please keep this point in mind, all right? So before I move ahead with the third point, please like this video and please keep those comments coming in. And do you own a jade plant? Please tell me. If you have problems in handling a jade plant, please comment below. I would love to see your comments. All right. So let's move on with the third important point. Of course, watering. After sunlight, water is another important factor. And watering is uh, that important factor that keeps a plant from perishing. It's not so that cactus plants, because I told you they have adapted themselves well to uh, prevent themselves from dying out by conserving water in their bodies, it does not mean that they do not want water. And this is where most of my viewers, most of the people who contact me, they make an error. The problem that they face is that either they water jade plants too much or they don't water plants at all. Okay, this has to be taken into consideration. Too frequent watering is as bad as too less watering. You have to keep a proper watering schedule. Now, for many of you, it might seem very difficult, and so you must think of giving up right away. Please don't do so. If you have purchased a plant with your hard-earned money, if you have purchased a plant with certain expectations, if you certain expectations regarding the fact that such plants will bring good luck or prosperity, or that such plants are a symbol of a gift, maybe somebody has given it to you, it is definitely your choice, I know, but it does not help if you just give up right away. It is not rocket science. As a rule of thumb, water the jade plants twice a week. I usually water my jade plants once on Wednesday and once on Sunday. This actually helps me to keep a track of when I am watering, and it also allows the soil to dry in between the watering. Okay, so watering is important. It's not that jade plants can thrive without water, but again, too much of watering is also not good for jade plants. Okay, when you are watering too less, you have to observe the plant to see the signs of less watering. When you are watering too less, you will see that the leaves are becoming wrinkly, they are drying up, they are becoming crinkly. And if you are watering too much, you will see the leaves are becoming a bit more yellow and they are dropping off. Okay, these are the telltale signs of overwatering, and you need to keep these in mind. Okay, so like I said, I was talking about watering and how water holds in the soil. So this leads me to the fourth point, that is the soil. Now, the biggest problem that jade plants are found in is the kind of soil that they are in. Okay, now jade plants found their bit of promotion, their bit of fame on the online gardening market. Okay, it was quite some time later that they showed up in the local nurseries, but as far as I am concerned, I found about the jade plant first time on an online nursery. So what happens is, when these online nurseries ship out jade plants to you, they put a particular type of clay, heavy, thick soil which holds moisture for longer, and they stick the jade plant in it. The reason is simple. They do not know how long the plant will take in transit, and as a result, in order to obliterate any kind of chances of the plant dying in transit, they put the jade plant in that type of soil which will hold moisture for longer. Now, when the plant comes to us with the soil, owing to that excessive moisture laden condition, excessive presence of moisture in that soil, which the jade plant is not really used to, the plant reacts by dropping leaves or maybe shriveling up a bit, or in worse cases, the roots become mushy and the roots catch rot. Okay, so usually at that point of time, like you must have seen in my video on how to save a dying jade plant, I'll link it up here in the I button. Usually what should be done is, you need to remove the plant from the pot and just let the soil dry out a bit. Okay, I will not tell you to dislodge the soil from the roots immediately, but usually I tell people to let the soil dry out a bit, and after that you can slowly dislodge the soil and see if the plant is salvageable. If there are portions of the plant which are not mushy, you can obviously take cuttings from the plant and make new plants. All such videos on cuttings, on propagating jade plants are there on my jade playlist. I will link all the videos I'm talking about in the description below and also in the I button above. So watch out for them. All right. So soil is a very important factor. When you are choosing soil for jade plants, if you are making your own soil, and if you have got a cutting from somebody, and if you are making your own soil, always keep in mind that you need to make the soil very, very well draining. Okay. Well draining soil can be made in multiple ways. You can skip soil altogether. You can mix equal portions of vermicompost and coco peat. You can also mix equal quantities of vermicompost, coco peat and coarse sand. This is the second type of mixture. You can also mix equal portions of garden soil and sand and make your own, well draining soil. And you can also grow jade cuttings in plain sand as well. Okay, there are multiple ways in which you can grow jade plants. All right, so someone just commented on my video asking how coriander can be grown in a bedroom. I don't know whether the person is joking or not, but the fact is that herbs like coriander, or what we call dhone pata in Bengali, they usually do well in a well lit window. Okay, it is not really good and not really practical to grow such herbs in the bedroom. Okay, it's for your own safety. All right, but it doesn't hurt to try. Why don't you try and share with me and tell me how you succeeded, or if you failed at all in growing coriander or dhone pata as you call it in your bedroom. All right, so like I was saying, the soil is an important factor. You can grow succulents of any kind in plain sand, the kind of sand that is available in the construction stores. You can get some sand and you can grow succulents over there as well. And this is actually the best bet when you are growing cuttings of succulents, because sand holds moisture but it drains out moisture very fast, so there is no chance of overwatering. Okay, so I hope I have been able to solve your query regarding soil. And probably if your jade plant is not in the right kind of soil, and usually they are not if they are being sent from an online nursery, or usually if you are getting it from the local nursery, it's your duty, or it's feasible and practical if you really kind of check the soil and make the proper amends to keep your jade plant for longer. All right. So if you're enjoying the video, please hit that like button and please share this video. I find that my videos are not usually shared a lot, and if you share these videos, you never know, someone might find it useful. So please, as my viewers, as my subscribers who have always remained with me and who have always encouraged me to do what I love to do, please share this video as much as you can with your loved ones, with people who you think can benefit from watching these videos. Okay, and the last point is fertilization. I just got a comment from a person who's watching my video over here. I could not trace the name. The person asked me about the fertilizers that I use for my jade plant. Well, this is where we tend to make the mistake which actually contributes to killing our jade plant. And this is the fifth point that I would like to talk about today. When we bring in a plant in our house, we usually tend to expect that it will proliferate its growth, or it will start growing really well and really fast. But usually it does not. Every plant has its own pace in which it grows. Yes, sure, adding fertilizers can amp up its growth, but adding fertilizers immediately to the plants can spell disaster. Okay, like I said, if you don't allow enough time for the plants to adjust and you continue adding additives in its soil thinking it will amp up its growth, it's not the right thing to do. And that is the fifth mistake that you are probably doing, that is killing your jade plants. Be it any kind of plant which is in its tender stage, or which has endured a bit of shock before coming to you, adding fertilizers at that point is not really a good thing to do. All right, I never do that, and I always allow my plants to adjust in the settings that I'm keeping them in for a while, and maybe later, maybe say about 1.5 months later, I think about adding a fertilizer. What kind of fertilizer will you use? There are specific dedicated succulent fertilizers available in the market, but if you have normal balanced NPK, that is the 20 is to 20 is to 20 or 19 is to 19 is to 19 ratio of NPK, you can dilute it, or you can add a pinch of NPK for a 6-inch pot. You can, sprinkle it around the rim of the pot and water it, or you can just add a pinch of this fertilizer in a liter of water and just water your plants along with it. I find when you dissolve the fertilizer in the water, it becomes easier for the plants to absorb. So that is what I do once in, say, 1 month, once in a month rather, I add such fertilizers. No fancy fertilizers. I do have succulent specific fertilizers, and I also have a dedicated video about the same. But I usually, when I'm feeling too lazy, I don't, walk that path. I use the same basic fertilizer that I use for any other ordinary house plant or garden plant that I have. All right. So fertilization is one thing that you need to be very, very cautious about. So let us just sum up what we discussed today. We were talking about 5 ways in which you are probably killing your jade plants. The first point we discussed about is the fidgeting habit that usually we have after we get a plant. We need to do away with that. We need to let the plant be and let it adjust with the surroundings that we have. The next important reason that we talked about was sunlight. Okay, probably you're not providing your plant with enough sunlight. Jade plants thrive in very bright sunlight. I keep my jade plants under full sun during the summer season, and they are definitely not indoor plants. Even if you keep them in front of a well lit window, they will probably do better if you keep them in a place where there is full sunlight, at least for the first 6 to 7 hours in the early morning. All right. Third point that we talked about is watering. Too frequent watering or too little watering, both can spell disaster for jade plants. You need to keep in mind when you are watering and how much you are watering. And one rule of thumb or pro tip that I shared with you is water your plants on Wednesdays and Sundays. Doing that will help you to keep your jade plants healthy for longer, okay, and prevent them from drying. The fourth point I talked about was soil. Soil in which, or the media in which jade plant is growing, is very crucial, and soil can actually make or break the game. Some types of soil hold on to moisture for a long time, and that actually damages the plant to a great extent. And usually plants bought online have that soil in which jade plants are planted. So you need to look at the soil that the plant comes in to you and change it if necessary. All right, and I have told you how you can make a well-draining potting mix for your jade plants and any succulents for that matter. Okay, and the last point that I talked about was fertilization. Please hold back fertilization until you see that your plant, that is jade plant in this case, is well established. Okay, without allowing the jade plant to establish itself well, please refrain from using any strong chemical fertilizer. Coco peat and vermicompost is often used as a potting medium for succulents like jade. If the vermicompost has already been used with coco peat, then there is no point of using any extra fertilizer. Vermicompost itself will be enough to provide the required nutrition for the plant. And thank you so much. I'm reading the comments. I'm reading a beautiful comment that Samadrita has written for me. Thank you so much. It means a lot when my viewers interact with me and they come back with positive feedback. Once again, I would like to remind you, please hit the like button. Likes mean a lot. Likes are a source of encouragement for me. And please don't forget to subscribe to Whimsy Crafter, and don't forget to hit that notification bell without fail, okay? Because I know many of you don't get notified when I upload a new video. To prevent that from happening, please hit the bell icon as well beside the subscription button. I hope you enjoyed this video. And before I leave, a quick question for you, my viewers. First, have you faced these problems while taking care of jade plants? Please tell me in the comments below. And the second question that I would like to ask you is, what kind of videos would you like me to make in future? What kind of topics would you like me to cover in the future videos? Thank you so much, DJ Gamers. Finally, I was able to catch the name. You have been commenting for a long time. Thank you so much. I'll talk about the pesticides and insecticides in a later video. Let's hold that discussion for a later day, because that will be going off topic today. So I hope you enjoyed the 5 reasons why you are killing your jade plants. And like I was asking you, please comment below and tell me what problems you face, or if you face problems at all while dealing with jade plants. And also let me know what videos you would like me to make in future. Thank you so much for joining me in on this video. Take care, stay safe, and happy gardening.